Live.
Okay.
Someone check it. Just jump in. Nah, okay. Hey, Shalom, my y'all.
Shalom.
Hey, we want to give all praises to
Yahawashi,
Yahawashi. Hey, double honor to the apostles and elders. They move well, and peace to you brothers out there that's keeping words sincere, y'all see the truth. We wanted to come with a quick sit down, going into how there's a strong correlation with the chariots of Yahawashi, Yahawashi returning. We've been seeing these last couple of years, we've been seeing a lot of chariot sites, especially last year. And that's a strong indicator to us that, Yahawashi is going to return, man. And so when we see these various chariots, man, we praise the Lord, which his name is Yahawashi, in Hebrew, man, because we know that destruction of this place, of Babylon, the great of America, is soon to come, man. Because this place has shown up with wickedness and madness throughout the earth, and the Most High is showing us that He's with us, man. Here you had info wars going out there, and interviewing those brothers. I forget the camp name. Excuse me, I can't. Trying to demonize us, and the Most High made a way to where people who are Trump supporters that probably are in the whole info war truther movement, they're the real terrorists, man. With the whole New Zealand mass shooting, man. So Yahawashi is making a way for us, and showing us who's the true problem on the earth is, which is all you Edomites, man. And when our power returns, man, He's going to utilize these chariots, man, to issue out judgment. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
All right, 2 Thessalonians chapter 1, as I start verse 6. Seeing it is a righteous thing with the Most High to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you.
That's right. So it's a righteous thing to recompense them that trouble us. And who has been troubling us, man? The Edomites, man. You see, the majority of these so-called white people, man. We haven't done nothing but lied, killed and maimed numerous people, man. Chiefly us, the true nation, nation of Israel, which consists of you so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. You see, you use your various pseudosciences to rationalize destroying us. You see, but guess what? Yahawashi is soon to return, and He's going to use them stars or the chariots to issue out His judgment, man.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Go ahead,
And to you who are troubled, rest with us when the Lord Yahawashi shall be revealed from heaven with His mighty angels in flaming fire, taking on them that know not Yahweh, and that obey not the gospel of our Lord Yahawashi HaMashiach, who shall be punished with everlasting destruction from the presence of the Lord and from the glory of His power, when He shall come to be glorified in the saints and to be admired in all them that believe, because our testimony among you was believed in that day.
Flaming fire. You just want to speak on it?
Like I said, verse 8 said, flaming fire taking vengeance on them that know not the Most High and obey not the gospel of our Lord Yahawashi. So that's how the Lord's going to come back, man. Like the Lord we're going into, He's coming back with those chariots, man, in all glory and full power, man, to take vengeance on them. Why? Because the scripture says that vengeance is in His heart, man. All right, even the ones that pierced Him, man. So the Lord is waiting to return to get His vengeance and to defend His faithful servants, man, that have been lied on, treated like shit, looked down upon, all for what? For one, clean water, man. For one, a righteous kingdom. For one, a virgin, man. For one, not to be a slave, man. But we're made defenders for the word, man. So the Lord's come back to defend His people, man. And people that don't want to get right and get down with the program, they're going to be taken out in that vengeance, man, that flaming fire. With the nuclear destruction along with the chariots, man, shoot those black lasers, man.
That's right, man. Hey, brother. So it's important for us to hold on. Our salvation is nigh. When we see all this destruction and famine and pestilence on the earth, man, it's actually a good thing, believe it or not, man. If we understand the end game, and the end end game is for us to get the heck up out of here, man. You see? And Yahawashi is going to issue at that judgment with what, man? Ultimately, with them chariots coming back, man. When we see them chariots come back, you know, in legions, that's when you know it's over, brothers. Did you have something like that? Kind of. You brother had something right quick, man. I got you.
This is 1 Thessalonians 4. I started at 16. It says, "For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the angel, and with the trump of the Most High. And the dead in Mashiach shall rise first."
So them brothers that died in the Lord, man, they're going to be on the church with Yahawashi, man. You see, it says in what, Revelation, the 6th chapter, it expounds on that. Right? Hey, so we in a win-win situation, brothers. If we end up dying, you know, being a martyr for this thing of ours, man, we're going to be one of the first, you know, to come back to issue our judgment.
That's right. I said this. Like I said, it's he gonna descend from heaven with the shout, man. That's gonna be, if you ever seen like that movie with Tom Cruise, War of the Worlds, when they activated those chariots, man, and they had that loud horn hit, and that's how it's gonna be, man. He's gonna crack them clouds, so to speak, and hey, it's gonna be a shout, man. All right, and ones that's not looking for that return of the Lord, man. Hey, that their heart's gonna fail themselves. They're gonna lose it, man. Because it's gonna be manifest who's speaking the truth.
That's right, bro.
You know.
I can make a quick point too, even with the chariots, man. Like even them just entering into the atmosphere, man, just coming here is gonna shake the earth in itself, man. You know, so it's like, bro, when Yahawashi makes his entrance back into this world, man, it's gonna be something that nobody has ever witnessed before on the planet Earth, man. It's gonna be a power that has never been witnessed. Even when we were at Mount Sinai, when Yahweh came through with the chariot, man, it's gonna be worse than that. You see what I'm saying? I'm talking about the earth damn near exploded when Yahweh came. So just imagine this time, man. Like it's gonna be epic, man. And we want to make sure that we on the right side of Yahawashi, not looked at as an enemy, man. You know?
That's right. You read about that in the 2nd and 13th chapter, man. He said when he saw Yahawashi share the vision, it was like a mountain and he couldn't see the end of it. You know, and it goes on to say, man, the other nations, they were scared, but they're gonna fight anyway, man. So just think about that sight, man. See this thing out, you see like a huge structure, you like, man, you marvel at how big something is. Think about seeing the chariot that you can't see the end of, man.
Yeah.
Right. But we know what it is. But these people will be like, man, what the hell?
Yeah, they gonna be thinking green people.
They look like green big men to come out. No, man, it's gonna be so-called black men with woolly hair, afros, and beards. You know, kicking ass and taking names. Excuse my language. You know, but getting down, man.
Like you said, how they put it in movies, they have like, you know, the War of the World, and then you have the other movie, what is that, Independence Day, the second one, when that big old chariot came out, and
you can see from space.
Yeah, you can see what
it has its own gravitational pull to it, bro.
That's right.
That's how it be like they show the space, the view from space on it. You just see it sitting on top of the earth, bro. And that's how Yahawashi's chariot gonna be, man.
That's right.
You know.
This is 1 Thessalonians 4:17. It says, "Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds."
Woo, so there go deliverance right there, man. Hey, we're gonna get delivered out of this place. And because this has been one of our worst captivities ever, brothers. This particular incarnation, I truly believe it, man. We can't be man here. You know, we're totally dependent on this system. You know, we don't know what we're eating. We have no stability. You know, and that first stability, you know, is your mind. One day you have a good day, the next day you have the day that's awful. And it seems like it's that more and more. Even the weather, is bipolar. One day it's 78, the next day it's freaking 48, 22. It's just everybody's emotions is all over the place, man. Everybody's trying to cope. You see? So when we see this place going down, man, we rejoice, man.
Right.
And also, you know, like the brother Ty said, man, he said a beautiful point, man. We look to have that verse. He talks about that in Wisdom and Solomon, the 12th chapter, man. around like the, what I want to say 38 verse, you know, because it's going to have name living dissolute, you know, because when Most High judge them, but when we judge to be we judge and host.
I got it for you.
I know. I know you got it. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Listen to
I didn't mean to say I know. I just
No.
I want to say kind.
No. I got you.
Go ahead, brother.
This is Wisdom of Solomon 12. I'm gonna start at verse 19. The point is in verse 23. It says, "But by such works hast thou taught thy people that the just man should be merciful, and hast made thy children to be of good hope, that thou givest repentance for sins. For if thou didst punish the enemies of thy children, and the condemned to death with such deliberation, giving them time and place whereby they might be delivered from their malice. With how great circumspection didst thou judge thine own sons, unto whose fathers thou hast sworn and made covenants of good promises."
So the heathen, they've been judged sorely, man. How much more so for the children of Israel, man, which was given this law, statutes, and commandments. You know, look at our situation, and look at our plight, if you will. It's one of the most, horrific, situations for a group of people ever to be recorded, man. I mean, seriously, man. Look at the hand tribe of Judah, man. It's amazing how much, they're still functioning, if you will. I'm talking about slavery, butt breaking, Jim Crow, you know what I'm saying? Redlining.
The woman being put over.
Feminist movement, right? And incarceration rates skyrocketing. Right. Crack cocaine.
Murder rates.
You see what I'm saying? All these things going on in our neighborhoods, man. It's amazing that we're still standing. You see, when we see these things, man, and we judge our people, man, we don't judge because we're looking down on them. We're judging because it's our job.
Right.
We're judging because we want to have mercy from Yahawashi. Let this brother finish his, and I got you. Go ahead.
Verse 23. "Therefore, whereas thou doest chasten us, thou scourgest our enemies 1,000 times more, to the intent that when we judge, we should carefully think of thy goodness. And when we ourselves are judged, we should look for mercy."
That's right. And we're looking for that mercy, man. We're looking to get beamed up from Yahawashi. We don't want to get judged with these peons down here, man. Go back to the dang on world and just be a Negro. You went from being the prince of power in Yasha back to a Negro. Just so you could get a mortgage.
So you can fit in.
So you can fit in with these people that eat McDonald's. You see? We're trying to get beamed up like the brother had brought out in the West. Was this first or second Thessalonians, the fourth chapter? Fourth chapter. That's what we're looking for, man. Because we know this place is over, man. Right. You see? Go ahead, Ash.
Gotta have patience.
You want some say?
I'm saying, you just gotta have patience, man. You guys, we said that they failed at patience, man. They failed. They couldn't hold on no longer, settling for a quick fix. A quick carnal fix, man. But that's only temporary, man. Just like this world,
It's just like that guy in the Matrix. Just thought about that guy who was eating steak, and how he sold out, and he sold out, and he was eating that steak. He was like, man, I know this isn't real, but man, it's just so good. And that's how it is with Jake, that once have had a taste of this meal, and they've gone back to the world just for the carnal blessings, or not necessarily blessings, but just to fulfill their flesh. You know what I mean?
They tired of being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
What do you say? They say ignorance is bliss.
Yeah.
Someday they can't handle it. They wish they never would even know the truth.
Yeah.
Now you got all those things to think about. Death, destruction, demons plague mind. They be like, man, that's what I never even found out. Man, I'd be ignorantly just walking around doing my thing. But now the conscience is gonna be eating them up. That's why scripture say you're gonna be when you return from the bottom, you're gonna be worse than your beginning state before you came in, man.
Yep.
That conscience gonna be eating your ass up now, you know.
And you know the truth. You know everything is BS. Your eyes have been opened. You can't go out to eat with your friends anymore. Just enjoy a steak or enjoy a taco. When you bite into it, you're gonna think in your mind, I want this pig slime.
Right.
Damn.
Yeah. I know these are GMOs.
I know GMO. I know my girl is impure. I know she thinks about another man.
Mm-hmm.
That'll eat you alive, man. That'll drive you crazy if you don't have balance of the scriptures. You see? So these people out here are in a terrible state, especially for those who have tasted this truth of ours, man. You know what I'm saying?
Just so Robert go back to referencing what he got from the Matrix. What he say to Agent Smith to put that great, he said, I don't remember nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want no memory of eating that goop, that slime, that cold ass shit, and suit. I don't remember none of that. Jake gonna have that luxury. You gonna know all that. You go back into the world, man. You know?
Yeah.
This is Psalms 68, verse 17. It says, the chariots of the Most High are 20,000, even thousands of angels. Yahweh is among them as in Sinai in the holy place. Thou hast ascended on high. Thou hast led captivity captive.
Hey, he has led captivity captive, man. So when Yahawashi returns, all the things that we have named, listed, if you will, there's gonna be no more, man. Hey, they talking about that in Corinthians, 1st and 2nd Corinthians, excuse me. You know, the death is gonna be swallowed up. We ain't gonna have to worry about this life anymore, man. This life is death. There's nothing here to esteem, to have. Even if, you know, having children and things of that nature here, man, that's a tough pill to swallow. And they push in the UK that these children out here have to learn about homosexuality, man. It's mandatory that they learn about homosexuality history. Indoctrinating these children, man, to be freaks. You know what I'm saying? You try to have a good job. You don't know whether or not that job is going to last in this economy. You know, they say in the next couple of years, everything's going to be really ran by computers, including jobs for transportation. They're going to have vehicles that drive themselves. Everybody's going to be basically on fixed income.
It's going to be a bunch of people sleeping in the car. Like,
It's going to be just a lot of wildness, man, out here, man. There's no hope in this place. You see? So when Yahawashi returns, he's going to be captive, captivity captive.
That's a heavy statement.
There's not going to be any more death for us. They don't have to worry about this place anymore, man. You go and talk to your family, you know, go see one of your ATs and ask her how she's doing. And she's just going to give you a whole spiel on how the family's just basically tore up and divided. But you know, so-and-so got locked up. You know, what you call that crap again. You know, so-and-so is on this. You know, so-and-so, you know, we on top of this. We got to behind $50. It's just a whole bunch of madness and frustration here, man. Seeing the brothers being destroyed in the situation that they're in, you can't help them, man. That shit hurt. Man, I want the best for these brothers, man. Hey, that's why we are adamant about coming out there on the highways and byways and also doing these various sit-downs, man. So we can get the hell up out of here, so we can be caught up, you know, in that star, if you will, in that power of Yahweh by Hashim Yahawashi. You see what I'm saying? You have more than that?
Hey, cool. Wow. Can you start off at verse 13? I'm sorry, verse 12 on that, because it goes. How you write about the chariots? Start at verse 12, bro.
Psalm 68, verse 12. Kings of armies did flee apace, and she that tarried at home divided the spoil. Though ye have lying among the pots, yet shall ye be as the wings of a dove, covered with silver, and her feathers with yellow gold.
That's talking about the chariots, man. Covered with silver and yellow gold, man. The Lord gonna come back. He gonna deliver us in style, man. We ain't finna be delivered in no damn You know what I'm saying? Flying a damn airplane from here and taking Spirit Airlines out to Israel. You gotta buy a damn what's some things called a passport. You know what I'm saying? A plane ticket.
You have to put fuel.
Yeah, you gotta put gas in it. You know what I'm saying? Chariot over here, got smoke coming behind it.
Back up to TCA.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Nah, man, bro, we finna fly in here in gold and silver, bro. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
When the Almighty scattered kings in it,
When the Almighty scattered kings in it,
it was white as snow.
it was white as snow and solid. Because what happened when we was coming into the land of Canaan, man? What was with us? The glory of Yahawashi and Yahawashi was with our armies.
Right.
You see, when we came into them different various lands, taking over various different places where the Lord commanded us to take, we was coming, but them chariots was coming with us, man. So them different heathen nations was like, shit. So just imagine when we get delivered out of here, Lord will lead those men, the glory that's going to come with being with the holy host is going to come here to Babylon the Great. Go ahead.
Verse 15, the hill of the Most High is as the hill of Bashan. The high hill as the hill of Bashan.
And what's the hill of the Most High? It's talking about the house of David. That hill of the Most High, man. That high government. Go ahead.
Why leap ye high hills? This is the hill which the Most High desireth to dwell in.
This is the hill that Yahweh outside doing. Not in no damn America. You know what I'm saying? Not in no government ran by Moab or Elam. No, he's dwelling within the hill of Yahweh or Yasha, which resides with the house of David. You see, these different guys trying to build their own temple or to build their own house. You see what I'm saying? Trying to climb up some other kind of way, trying to have their own platform. When Yahweh they got a foundation set. You see? Go ahead.
I got a quick definition for you as well. That word Bashan, for that verse, if you brothers read the hill of Bashan, Bashan in the Hebrew means fruitful. A district east of the Jordan known for its fertility was given to the half tribe of Manasseh. So that hill represents power or rulership or government, just like mountains. It's going to be fruitful and it's going to flourish. You know,
It's going to have the first fruits.
Yeah, the house of David. You know, the first fruits are being raised up. The house of David, they'll share his mercies. Like the brother said, everyone else trying to raise up their own way and house, and it's not working. Most High is tearing all that down. It's not bearing any fruit, man. If it's not up in how shot the house of David in that spirit, then it's not going to bear any fruit. But hey, but what the Most High is doing, according to the apostle of the great bill song through the spirit of Yahawashi, man, it's what's being set up right now. It's being fruit. Okay, it's bearing fruit. Brothers are waking up. You know, so that's to back you up on that point. To back you up on that definition. You know, that's like people.
Yahweh will dwell in it forever. You want to
Yeah, you can just lead right into the verse, the precept that you had.
Verse 17, the chariots of the Most High are 20,000, even thousands of angels. The Lord is among them as in Sinai in the holy place. Thou hast ascended on high, thou hast led captivity captive. Thou hast received gifts for men, yea, for the rebellious also. And that Yahweh shall not dwell among them.
That's right. That's right. So when Yahweh Shai returns, man, it's going to be dominion. You know, and again, when we see these various chariots, man, we take that as indicated that his reign is soon to come. You see, and before he came here, or when he was born, excuse me, guess what? The Most High sent a chariot. I know you had a precept, but if you can't grab Matthew 2.
Come.
Matthew 2 and start at 2.
All right. This is Matthew chapter 2, verse 2. It says, saying, where is he that is born king of the Jews?
This is Herod speaking. Herod was an Edomite, you know, that was actually called the king of the Jews. You know, his father, Antipater, you know, was an advisor for Hyrcanus II. Hyrcanus II was basically a high priest, if you will, in the Hasmonean dynasty, you know, which came after the Maccabean revolt. And so Esau was able to wiggle in there and take over, basically take over, Judah. When we say Judah, we're alluding to the southern tribes, man. Okay, go ahead.
Kind of says, "For we have seen his star in the east, and are come to worship him."
Keep going.
Verse 3 says,
So right there, that they seen a star, and that star was what? It was a chariot, man. And how we know it wasn't just a regular old star, because that star was moving and showing the wise man where Yahawashi was, man. Go ahead.
it says, verse, okay. When Herod the king had heard these things, he was troubled, and all Jerusalem with him. And when he had gathered all the chief priests and scribes of the people together, he demanded of them where Mashiach should be born. And they said unto him, In Bethlehem of Judea, for thus it is written by the prophet, And thou, Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, art thou not among the least of the princes of Judah? For out of thee shall come a governor that shall rule my people Israel.
Who was that governor? Yahawashi. He's gonna rule the people, man, when he returns. But when he first came, what did he have to do? He made himself a servant, and sacrificed himself, man. He was the ultimate sacrifice, that mediator for the children of Israel to who? The Most High, which is named in Paleo-Hebrew, Yahweh. Go ahead.
Verse 7. Then Herod, when he had privily called the wise men, inquired of them diligently what time the star had appeared.
Right, so Herod, he was trying to figure out when that star was going to get here, or that chariot was going to appear, right? Because he was scared that Yahawashi was going to take his position. And that's the same spirit that Esau's coming in till this day.
Exactly.
And he's willing to get cornered, just like how Herod would kill children that was 2 years and younger, because he was scared that his rulership was going to end, man. Go ahead,
It says, verse 8, it says, and he sent them to Bethlehem and said, Go and search diligently for the young child. And when ye have found him, bring me word again, that I may come and worship him also.
Mm-hmm. So you see Esau trying to be sneaky, so he killed Yahawashi, man. That's how we know who the Edomites are, because Herod was what? He was an Idumean, man. Go ahead, right? And that also proves that the Idumeans or the Edomites wasn't done away with in Maccabees too, by the way. Go ahead, right?
Verse 9, it says, When they had heard the king, they departed. And lo, the star, which they saw in the east, went before them, till it came and stood over where the young child was.
Mm-hmm. So you had the star, that chariot, you see, was a symbol unto the wise man. And what did that star do, or that chariot do? Well, it showed the wise man where Yahawashi was, so they could worship him. And now it's who the governor of Israel was. Okay.
Verse 10, Then when they saw the star, they rejoiced with exceeding great joy. And when they were come into the house, they saw the young child with Mary his mother, and fell down and worshipped him. And when they had opened their treasures, they presented unto him gifts, gold and frankincense and myrrh.
That's right, man. So when Yahawashi came, guess what? He had a star there. Okay? And that was actually prophesied to happen. Hey, go to Numbers 24:17. Baruch Hashem. You see? When Yahawashi was prophesied to come, he was prophesied as a star in Numbers 24:10. You got to go there.
Numbers 24:17. I shall see him, but not now. I shall behold him, but not nigh. There shall come a star out of Jacob, and a scepter shall rise out of Israel, and shall smite the corners of Moab, and destroy all the children of Shem.
Now, who is that alluding to? But that's alluding to Yahawashi. He is that star. Hey, can you look up that word star in the concordance out there?
Yeah.
You see? Because if you look at that word star, it goes to really power, for lack of a better term. It goes into the actual, concept of a star, like we know, but it also goes into what? That power, that power that Yahawashi is gonna have exemplified when he came the first time, and also when what he's gonna exemplify when he comes back with those chariots. Go ahead.
Isaiah 47:3. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man.
Ooh, so when Yahawashi comes, he's not gonna meet us as a man, because that's what he did. When he first came, it talks about that, expounds on it in Philippians 2nd chapter. He humbled himself and made himself as a man. He took on the place of what? Of David. You see, he was the root of David to do what? To fulfill the will of the Heavenly Father, for him to be that mediator. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah, he came boldly on the ass's coat,
Mm-hmm.
but laid his life down, man. Came humble, man. For him to be glorified. Now he's come back. Now he's on the right hand of the Heavenly Father. He's come back in all glory, all power. That's what we're going into, man. That's why Scripture says, no man shall buy thee. Deuteronomy 28:68. That's why, because he's not coming back as a man. He's coming back in all full power as before. In the beginning, when he created everything, when he got the blueprint from the Heavenly Father,
You got that right there.
Come.
Can you grab it for me?
All right, the word star in Numbers 24 is kawakab. Yeah. It says a star of the Messiah, our
You
brothers.
see it? The star of Messiah. You see? That power, you see, going back to what the brother brought out. Now he's not gonna meet us as a man, but he's gonna come back as a power, you know what I'm saying? He's still find the power of Yahweh. You see? Go ahead.
It says numerous progeny, Abraham. It says a personification of the Most High's omniscience or omniscience.
Yep. And what does that omniscience mean? All power. You know what I'm saying? All understanding. You see? So when he comes back to the chariots, people are gonna realize, hey, this is of the Most High. This is of God, man. You see? And that's why everybody's gonna bow down, man. You see, because he's gonna come back with that scepter.
I got a little more.
Go ahead.
All right. So the root word, when you go into the Hebrew Chaldee lexicon, it says it's a star, and the root word is kabah. All right. Now kabah, look at the root word. It means to be heavy, to be weighty, to be honored. Right, exactly. And it says metaphorically used of an illustrious prince in Numbers 24:17.
Woo! Let's go. Hey, go back and read that one more time. Now we had an understanding. Drop the shot.
Numbers chapter 24, verse 17. I shall see him, but not now. I shall behold him, but not nigh. There shall come a star out of Jacob, and a scepter shall rise out of Israel.
That's right. A scepter shall rise out of Israel, man. Going into that rulership. You see? Hey, real quick, somebody should grab Psalms 45 and I want to say 4 or Psalms 45 and 4. Real quickly. Or not 6. I wrote down 6. 45 and 4 says Max Hospital Street. So some Psalms 45.
Oh, that's up there.
45, 6.
verses 45 and 6. Okay, I'm correct.
All right, this is Psalms 45 and 6. That throne, O Most High, is forever and ever. The scepter of thy kingdom is a right scepter.
That's right, man. And so when Yahawashi returns, man, he's going to set up that kingdom, that scepter, if you will, man. You see? You got something like that? I got a quick one right there. Other guys? I'm out there.
Just like I said, going into like when he's gonna come back, he's gonna come back with the power and ruling. Like I said, we're gonna be called up and we're gonna rule as well. And this is Revelations 2, verse 27. And he shall rule them with the rod of iron, as the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my Father. And I will give him the morning star.
Morning star. Morning star. There you go. That power, man. The omniscience.
That's right.
It's like saying that word. Go ahead, brother.
Revelations 22 and 16. I, Yahawashi, have sent mine angel to testify unto you these things in the churches. I am the root and the offspring of David and the bright and morning star.
That's right. Hey, read it again, huh?
Revelations 22 and 16. I, Yahawashi, have sent mine angel to testify unto you these things in the churches. I am the root and the offspring of David and the bright and morning star.
That's right. He's the bright morning star. He's the power. You know what I'm saying? Of Yahweh. Okay? And that's going to be exemplified when he coming back in his true form. And so, how Yahawashi on the show? Brother, that's something.
So another brother mentioned peace, prince, for one of them, which was star. Isaiah 9 and 6, for unto us a child is born, and unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulders, and his name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, the Mighty Power, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. Of the increase of his government and peace shall there be no end upon the throne of David, and upon his kingdom, to order it and to establish it with judgment and with justice from henceforth, even forever. The zeal of the Lord of hosts will perform it.
Yeah, so when Yahawashi returns, we're going to know, the true power of the Most High, because it's going to be everlasting peace on the planet Earth, man. We're not going to hear about pedophilia. If that does happen, we're going to judge these heathens. It's not going to happen in our nation anymore. Alluding to you so-called people, Latinos, Native Americans. You see, we're going to be at one with the earth. Because this earth, man, this earth is beautiful. This earth, it has been made for us to live on it, man, and to prosper from it. So when Yahawashi returns, man, we're going to be working one with the earth, not exploiting like the so-called white man does, right? Destroying it like the so-called white man does, destroying these animals. You see what I'm saying? The brother Shaka from Mississippi, GMS Mississippi, did a beautiful sit-down. I watched it today, and he went into how the chickens that we eat have to be cleaned by chlorine, man, because it's so dang filthy. They bunch of these animals in these cages, things that they show these various forms. You see, and then they just defecate on one another, being obese, stressed out, dying.
They be full of antibiotics, so they be pumped so full of antibiotics, what's wrong before. It's to make steroids. It's what there's a documentary called Food Inc. where they actually showed that they had a few farmers and let them actually film inside their hen houses. They were full pumped up full of steroids. They were so big they couldn't move. They were just sitting on the ground, couldn't move and shit. Dying amongst one another. They had to go in there, grab them by the wrists and clean out the dead chickens. It's like the brothers going into, man. It's horrible how the stuff we have to eat and the way those animals are treated, man. Yeah, we eat. The cows, they yanking cows with cranes by the legs and taking them to the slaughterhouse. They all stressed out, The animals should be, all that stuff pumps of different chemicals that's in your meat, man, that we have to eat. You shouldn't be treated like that when you slaughter or when you kill them for food, Yeah. It's terrible.
That's why you have that's why you you know, you eat certain foods like Wingstop or eat certain foods, and yeah, it's good for the time being, but man, you wake up the next day, you feel sluggish. You know, you might have a headache, your stomach start hurting because, like the brother said, you know, like these different animals have all this stress and all this adrenaline pumping through them as they're being killed, and it's in the meat, and you're eating, you're pretty much taking on that energy. You know, that's why, you know, it's important to, you know, not necessarily go off topic, but to go on certain cleanse a lot, man, because man, our body is so much are filled with so many chemicals and, you know, just bacteria. And, man, that's why we need Yahawashi. You know what I'm saying?
Because you drive yourself crazy, man. Hey, when Yahawashi comes back, we're not. That's one aspect of life that we're not going to have to worry about anymore, man. What are we eating? You know, and then you try to figure out your diet. You know, you try to, man, I'm gonna go out. I'm not gonna eat meat. You know, you start feeling lightheaded.
Right.
Nah, let me get back on meat. Then you eat meat. You know, it's tasty. They put chemicals on it. You eat too dang much. It's just too much, man.
It's wicked, man.
You know, and like the brother Todd said, that's why we need your house shot. You know, and you're gonna sort out this mess all this mess out, man. You see, there ain't no peace here, man. Everybody's at each other's throat. You know, this can't be, you know, the kingdom of the Most High. That's how we know those people over here aren't the true Israelites, man.
Right.
It's just apparent. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead, I guess something.
This is 2 Peter 1:19. It says, we have also a more sure word of prophecy, we know the spirit of prophecy is Yahawashi, whereunto ye do well that ye take heed as unto a light that shineth in a dark place until the day dawn.
That's right.
And the day star rise in your hearts.
That's right, man. Yahawashi is a beacon of light. This is our only hope. You know, the truth is the only thing that's going to really set us free. This understanding of this word is the only thing that we have to really hold on to in a world full of darkness, man, and despair. It's all these prophecies. The only thing that's giving understanding. Which goes back to what? You know, that all knowing power of Yahweh that was bestowed onto Yahweh was bestowed onto Yahawashi. You see? That's how we know that Yahawashi is again, that star, man. Okay? But
No, it's a different one, but this is 1 John chapter 3, verse 2. It says, Beloved, now are we the sons of the Most High, and it doeth not yet appear what we shall be, but we know that when he shall appear, we shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is. We will see him in that glorified state. And the scriptures talk about how the elect, you know, and then the Lord are going to be joint heirs with Yahawashi. So we're going to see that that star, that glory that Yahawashi has, and we're going to become stars, so to speak, underneath him. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to have to suffer these things that brothers are going into, eating all these defiled foods and suffering, you know, plagues of the mind of that nature. We're going to be purified as Yahawashi is pure. That's going to change.
Mm-hmm. That's why the scriptures talk. My bad, go ahead.
I was going to say, which going to come through the chariots, you know?
That's why the scripture says in Daniel, the 12th chapter, as many as be wise among them shall be as the stars in the firmament of heaven. You know, also too, you know, when Joseph had that dream, he said that the sun and the moon and the stars made obeisance unto him. You know, those stars in the 12 tribes of Israel. So we're gonna, you know, we're considered stars as well through the spirit. You know what I'm saying? But Yahawashi is that bright and that he is that bright morning star. You see, I just wanted to get this for the priest Makala real quick and break it down. Job 10, I'll start at verse 20 and read and finish to 22. It says, "Are not my days few? Cease then and let me alone, that I may take comfort a little, before I go whence I shall not return, even to the land of darkness and the shadow of death, a land of darkness as darkness itself, and of the shadow of death, without any order, and where the light is as darkness."
Whew. And that's, where's that place? Here, man. This place right here. You know, this America pushes its cultural hegemony, or dominance. That word hegemony is a fancy word for dominance, right? On the various nations, man.
Right.
And it's been proven, by what? By the plight of the people that this place is in gross darkness, man. Everything is totally upside down here, man. And it's getting worse and worse yearly, really every day. Every day, brother, send an article, to the chats, various chats that we're in. This is exemplifying how much this place is in gross darkness, man. And when we say darkness, we're going into this barbarism. One-timeness, man, lewdness, all types of filth is being uplifted here. Okay?
It's like Isaiah 8:20. They speak not according to his words because they're going to write. The word ain't being pushed in Americans right now. So this planet is darkness, man. It's the shadow of death. What does a shadow do? A shadow follows you, right? This place follows death wherever it goes, man. It's linked to death, man.
The shadow of death.
It's a shadow of death, man. It's tied to death, man. Wherever death goes, that's where America goes in that direction, man.
It's a catch,
Hey, the scripture says, what is it? Revelation the 6th chapter, how that red horse and death and hell follows him. This and that lets you know that with death and hell following, man, is led to this damn devil, man. He saw you, man.
He's a red horse,
This is that dude, man, and like it tells you in Habakkuk the 2nd chapter, man, like he enlarges his desire as hell and as death. Everything's dying, bro. Like I'm talking about everything is dead. Everything is done. There's no life. And here it is. This man exudes to be the smartest man on the planet Earth, and the so-called IQ test, but everything is done.
Every decision you make according to how this society think, you take an L for. Man, you lose. Shit goes terribly wrong, bro. That's where everybody's losing.
I got one. Let's read something, right?
No.
Okay.
I'll read something here.
Oh, okay. Okay. This is Lamentations chapter 3:22. It is of Yahweh's mercies that we are not consumed. Because his compassions fail not. They are new every morning. Great is thy faithfulness. Which is why it's so important to always maintain that gratitude, for having this. Because we can easily be of the number of men that, Yahweh, Bashim Yahawashi told us to take out of this out of this world into the spirit world, man. You know what I'm saying?
It said that his mercies are renewed every morning.
Mm-hmm.
And something else that made me think was that his judgments go out every morning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Bro, it's like every morning we wake up, it's mercy because, man, we could have been judged that day before that time, man.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's heavy, man. That scripture,
but it just circles back, why repenting is so important, but also to believing in Yahawashi is so important, man. You know what I'm saying? Because there's no way that your sins are going to be cleansed. There's no way we're going to get those eternal bodies and be like Yahawashi without believing in him. And that faith is required to believe in him. We're gonna see the fruit of that faith through the chariots, man. Okay, we believe all these things that's written in the scriptures through faith. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, the angel that appeared to Mary and told Mary about how Yahawashi was going to be born. That was another heavenly encounter. In during the time of Yahawashi's, transition here on the planet Earth. And so there's a lot of instances where chariots, like we're going into, those angels showed up, during Yahawashi's life.
Sure.
You got something?
This is 1 Peter 1:19. Says, but with the precious blood of Mashiach, as of a lamb without blemish and without spot, who verily was foreordained before the foundation of the world, but was manifest in these last times for you. And that's like you say, that's the morning star. We're starting to see his light shine upon the earth, and basically to us, we're praying and preaching, bringing down Esau's kingdom. And like I say, what is that? Revelation 1:15. He's coming with cloudy eyes, are going to see him. He's gonna be the brightest star out there when he come and crack those clouds.
That's right. Hey, speaking of that, go to Matthew 24 and start at 30. You see, so because when he returned, all this game plan is gonna be brought to naught, man. Matter of fact, we should have finished that what it said in Numbers 24. Yeah, let's go back and finish that. We speaking on Edom, which consists mainly of you so-called white people. You know what I'm saying? Hey, when Yahawashi turns, all the wickedness that you have done, man, is gonna be brought to naught. Go ahead, now.
Numbers 24:17. I shall see him, but not now. I shall behold him, but not nigh. There shall come a star out of Jacob, and his scepter shall rise out of Israel, and shall smite the corners of Moab, and destroy all the children of Shem.
And corners of Moab going to his head. But so when he smite the corners of Moab, man, it means he's going to kill Moab, destroy Moab. Because you know what? You Moabites, so you Chinese, Asians, if you will, man, you're destroying the earth also, man. And you're with the transhumanism movement also. If you look at what's going on in China, they have it to where people have social points, if you will. Certain things, that you do within the public, you could get sanctioned for it. And how they do it is they have these various cameras everywhere, that monitor the people 24/7, man. Soon it's gonna lead to the chip because you have it in China. They do everything off their phones, man, and that's slowly coming over here to the U.S. So Moab and Edom have always been in league with one another. You see, and it's gonna name Edom next. Go ahead, huh?
Verse 18. And Edom shall be a possession. Seir also shall be a possession for his enemies, and Israel shall do valiantly. Out of Jacob shall come he that shall have dominion, and shall destroy him that remaineth of the city. Right. And when he looked on Amalek, he took up this parable and said, Amalek was the first of the nations, but his latter end shall be that he perish forever.
That's right, man. So guess what? You false Jews, you're going to be destroyed, man. Right? Because you're perpetuating a lot of lies and also violence over there in our land, man. You've done a lot of wicked things over there, and you can't call them out for it. And if you do,